What's going on out there, good people? It is your boy Look Around with LMD Trading. You already know. We are back with another daily trade review. And we are finishing the week out strong. This morning I was actually on brain overload. I was on brain overload because of all the ideas that I had on my thumbnail watch list that were making good moves. If you're looking at the ticker as it rolls across the screen, the amounts that you see that I made don't really speak for how the morning was. I actually finished up 1R on the morning. I was risking $50 per trade today. And go take a peek at the thumbnail watch list, and then we'll go over into TRADERVUE, and then we'll look at the video. So let's get at it in that order. That was my thumbnail watch list this morning. This is what I was looking at. And look at how these stocks are looking. mRNA gave a good move. I think I was done probably right at 10 o'clock this morning. So I didn't get to see any of these moves that you're seeing here. But look at these moves off of the open. mRNA, XOM, which we traded. BNTX, didn't pull the trigger on that one. PFE, didn't pull the trigger on that one. ALV is one that failed. ACI, Albertsons, I wanted to trade off of this on the open. This was like my best idea. It had pulled back before the market opened, and then look at what it did. CSX made a nice move off the open. HCI kind of pushed and then failed. BHVN, I didn't really plan on taking a trade on this one, but I was just watching it. NTES, didn't pull the trigger on that one. And then these here were the shorts. Kind of just chopped around, but they're making that move lower. And then TSM, took a trade on TSM. But that is what we were looking at this morning. And like I said, my brain was just on overload because I was like, which one of these do I trade? Which one do I pull the trigger on? But we did pull the trigger on some good trades. So let's go ahead. I'm going to bring up TRADERVUE. We're reviewing trades for Friday, October 21st. Took 4 trades today. All 4 of those trades were green. Closed P&L $100.40. Run through these real quick, take a look at the details, and then we're going to go over into the video. Let's look at the chart. Decent entry here. Decent entry. We'll have to look at this one on the video. Looks like I'm just buying a high of day. But this was a decent trade, and you'll see on the video, I kind of mistraded this one. That was the only thing that I could say that I kind of fought myself with this morning, is that I didn't manage the trade based on what the charts were showing me. Max unrealized gains, $66. That should kind of speak to what I'm talking about. Max unrealized against us, nothing. We made $4 on this thing. We didn't even get a half R. Didn't even get a half R out of this one. Again, looking at the charts on TRADERVUE does not really give you the big picture. Doesn't give you the big picture. XOM. Let's look at this one. 5-minute chart, nice entry. 10-minute or 2-minute chart, even nicer entry. Tight stop. This thing popped. Ended up moving my target down, and I got out at $80. This thing clearly would have hit the $100 target. Pull back, and then it just continued ripping. But we could have got 2R out of that trade. So first trade, CSX, that should have been a $50 trade. I should have got the 1R out of it. TSM. Let's look at TSM. And again, you don't get the big picture when you look at the charts right here. But TSM getting in off of the 2. They're just breaking this area. This one was going to have a fairly wide stop. But look, that's probably 2R in that move. That's probably a good 2R in that move. If not a full 2R, maybe 1.5 I would give. Got out for $5 when this one came back down. Smack me. I moved my stop to break even. After the first 2 trades, started only risking 25. So this one I only risked 25 on. And that one in mRNA, I only risked 25. Trying to limit how much of the gains I give back once I'm green. So mRNA getting in as it's breaking this area. I already know that this is going to be my first area of concern. I got out when it hit this area right there. So let's take a peek at this one. Maxed unrealized 1128. Went against us a little bit. Again, risking $25 on those last 2 trades. But let's jump right on into the video. Let's get it going. If you haven't already, hit that like button coming in. I would appreciate it if you do so at this time. And hopefully y'all had a good day in the markets this morning. Got the video already pulled up. You see, I got an order in for BNTX. You did not see BNTX as a stock that was traded. Let's get the video rolling. What time is it? 9:34. So was looking at getting into this one. I call this a pseudo 3-bar play. It kind of peekaboo just a bit higher. Let me go back real quick. Should have paused it. But look at the 1 minute. 1 minute also looks good as well. This never triggers us in. I can't remember if I cancel this order on screen or off screen, but never triggers us in. I cancel it. So I come over, I'm looking at PFE. And was looking at PFE for possible 3-bar play. That candle was 12 cents. You see, I give it 15 cents because I'm hoping that it's going to push back up to the high of that. Still has a minute though. Come over, look at the 1 minute. Could have got in off of the 1 minute. Could have got in off the 1 minute because this is possibly going to run. But the 1 minute still looking halfway decent. So you see, I canceled BNTX because it had pulled all the way back. But watch what it does. And I was looking at the 1 minute. You see me over here trying to get my numbers. Let me click that and turn on the highlighter. There we go. And here I am looking at CSX. So let's take a peek at CSX because this was one that we traded. 25-cent stop, 200 shares. That's 50 risk all day. 19 cents is the 19 cent was that candle, but you see that big jump that it just did? And now I got my bracket set, triggers me in. Come up to the 5. We got junk. We have junk to the left, and I have that line marked on the chart. This is why I say when you look at the charts on TRADERVUE, they don't give you the full picture. This is PFE. Like I said, I could have got in. Not should have, but I could have gotten in off of the 1 minute chart. Kind of scroll this up. Time. Look at it though. Pops. Had I got in off that candle, it's almost up 2R already. And it just keeps going. All right, pause this. CSX trade. So right now, we're up 1R. Look at where it came to. You always hear me say, I love technical analysis. I love it. This thing came right up to where I have it marked on the chart. I got that area over here off of the pre-market chart, that candle right there. That's what that line comes from. Came right up to it. I should have took the 1R. I should have taken the 1R. So now I'm trying to get my stop up there. It's giving me another opportunity. I should have just brought my target down and got out. Now you see me doing it. Now you see me instead of bringing the stop up, now I'm trying to bring the target down. It's too late. It's too late. It is too late. I have missed that boat. But watch this though. So I got my stop set just a little bit higher because if it comes down, I don't want to get stopped out and the trade be red. Let me at least make $1. So look, it's giving me an opportunity to get out. You see, I got my finger on the target, and I'm trying to bring it down to just let me capture 1R because this thing is way too heavy. And boom, it smacks me. And that was the end of this move. CXX did not recover. It came all the way back down to previous high of day. So I could have managed that a little bit better and at least made a half R, if not a full R. But yeah, that was it. And that's how quick you can go from having a good move to nothing. This was AT&T. AT&T was making a move back up. Would have wanted to see this retest previous high of day and then go. This is XOM. This is going to be the next trade that I take. And I just said that I would have wanted to see AT&T retest previous high of day and then go. We see XOM hasn't even broke it. But what I'm looking at is the 10-minute. And my plan was to take this. I was looking at off the 10. And then I was like, oh, the 5 looks good. Like I say, usually when I'm trading, me and Evan, which is another day trader, we usually texting back and forth. So I told him, I'm looking at XOM off of the 10. So you're going to see me come over and get my numbers for the 10. But this thing, that 10-minute candle has 7 minutes left to close. It's 9:43. So if I try to take this trade off of this, I technically can't take it for another 7 minutes. But the 5 is giving the same picture. The 5 is giving the same picture. The 1 minute is looking nice. And then the way that this thing, if you look at the candles, and I'm not sure if I get away from this chart for a minute, but just the way that it kept moving, I text Evan. I was like, this thing is about to explode. This thing is literally about to explode. If you see this area here, that's that pivot right there. That's that pivot. And we actually get in at 9:44. So this candle doesn't even close. But I'm looking at this on all the different time frames. And I'm like, it looks good. There's no junk out to the left. We are over all of that junk. This pivot right here is the same as that pivot. That's the high of day pivot from yesterday. So I'm like, yeah, this thing is going to go. And you see, I don't really pay attention to time and sales. I'm going to kind of look at that right now just to see if I can see anything in there interesting. Usually I'm watching this, and I mentioned that in another video the other day. Look how many sellers right there compared to buyers. You don't see many buyers, but you see a ton of sellers right at the whole number. Watch that thing go. Boom. It's already up 1R. That quick. It's up $65 already. So I'm like, I am not taking a chance like we just did with CVX or CSX. I'm going to chase this thing with my stop. I'm going to chase it with the stop, trying to at least give it a little bit of room. And then you'll see me kind of go up. And I think I'm going to move my target. So you see it was up $85, 92 right there. So it was just ripping. It's like it just built up all kind of pressure and just went. So still kind of chasing my stop behind it because I don't want it to come back. But look how close we were to target. What's that? 47. That's 3 cents from target right now. But my target is at that half number. It's kind of hard. It's going to kind of fight. But I'm like, okay, let me start locking profit in and I'm going to start moving my target higher. I don't get the opportunity. This thing comes back and smacks me. And then you remember the target was at 105.50. 105.50. Boom. There's target 10. So that's another 20 bucks that it was up right there from the target. So again, like I said, could have managed these a little bit better. I'm not mad at how I managed XOM though. Not mad at all. Let me go ahead, lock that profit in, especially after a big move. And it was just the way that these candles were moving and forming that I was like, this thing is going to explode. And boom, it did it. So that was XOM. Let's see. We don't take another trade for about another 5. There's AT&T. Like I said, I would have wanted to see it whole previous high of day. Nope, it failed. Just keep going. This was ACI. Pre-market. Look at that candle. That is what time? Actually, that's probably about 9:26:28 or 9:24:26:28:30. So I wanted ASI to hold. That's why I said it. This was the one I was looking at pre-market open to go, but it kind of pulled back and now it's going. Never did find the opportunity to get in that one though. And that's why I said my brain was kind of on overload looking at all the different ideas. So TSM was a stock that was on the short list this morning. Had this area marked. You always will hear me say, I'll take some shorts that if they bounce, I'm looking for them to go back higher. This one didn't break that area, just kind of chopped around. Then it came up to the 9 moving average. And I'm like, you see it kind of missed me and then it pulled back, took me in. So I'm like, okay, I don't know about that. Plus, look at my stop. I got in a little bit late. So the stop needed to be below these tails, but it's moving. My first area of concern was right here on the 5-minute chart. So I don't have a line drop there yet. I think I'm going to end up dropping a line right there. Let's kind of speed it up. Yep. So you see I've dropped a line right there. So that was my first area of concern. What is that? 63. So it's probably right about 1R. Because we got 20 cents to go on 100 shares. That would have been $20 more. So that would have been about $30. So first area of concern, 1R. Decent trade. But I've moved my stop to break even before I've even seen it get up to that point. Comes back, it's gonna tag me, stops me out, and then you already know it. It's gonna go up there. Scroll it on up. I may get off of it before it pops. Watch it. Let's see. If I do, hopefully I'll bring it back. So there we go. It's right there at my first area of concern. Now, I'm looking at this thing to go all the way back up to previous high of day. Because look how it came down. It took the elevator down. So it's going to probably take the stairs back up. So I just got to be patient. It's not going to, usually a stock don't just flash down and then it's slowly going to grind back up. But like I said, it's already at, so I would have been up 30 bucks. Because this was only risking $25. So it did exactly what I wanted it to do. Just didn't manage it. Again, possibly could have got out right there for the 25. Just putting some more money in the account. Then I come over to NTES. Missed this one. Look at it on the 2. Look at it on the 1 minute. It's consolidating right here. It's going to be a nice break when it goes. Let's watch it. There it goes. And you see I had an order in. Let me go back. And now I'm kind of chasing it, but I've missed it. So I take the order out because I done already missed a lot of this move. Look at that pop. There it go. Just for some reason this morning, I'm looking at these charts. Come up, look at the 5 minute. Same way. It took the elevator down in pre-market. So it's taking the stairs back up. Again, getting in right there. This would already hit 2R. Would already been up 2R. Let's keep scrolling. All right. And I had put an order in right there for a pullback. Didn't happen. So took that out the system. See that big old top and tail. And this is the last trade. So let's back it up real quick. Pause it. I should have spread this chart out. It's a little tight. But just so I can get that out of the way. I liked that candle right there. I like that to hold previous high of day. And then you just look at all of the charts. It's kind of range trading right here. Just chopping. Coming up, testing, go back down, test, come back up. And then got this nice candle right here. That candle has 4 minutes to close. So not going to really try to wait around and see what that candle do. I'm liking it off of the 5. This was another one. I text Evan. I said, I'm looking at mRNA off the 5 minute chart. And you see, I got my order in. I got a $1 stop, $2 target. And I told him, this thing is going to explode just like XOM. It was just real time. It was something about the way that the candle was forming right here that I was just like, this thing is going to explode when it goes. So it triggers me in and it doesn't. And I'm like, okay. I guess I didn't read that one wrong. But I feel decent about my stop. I feel decent about the stop. Looking at all of the charts, like I said, I still feel decent about it. This candle still has 3 minutes to close. I want to see that candle close on the high side. I want to see that close not with indecision on both sides. So let's at least get this to close at the top. We got 3 minutes. Let's at least get it to close. That's my thought at this point because it didn't do what I initially thought it was going to do. And looking at it, my entry might have been just a little bit below. Nah, I got in as it peekabooed over because right now it's peekabooing over. So I'm like, okay. But now you see it's peekabooed over and put a bigger wick on the top of it. So again, I'm like, all right, what we doing? I'm going to speed this up. Boom. There's that move that I was waiting on it to do. That was the move. So again, risking 25. And I'm like, nope, let me go ahead. Let me move my stop up. Let me back that up. So I moved my stop up. With this spread, I probably, no, I'm chasing it even tighter. I could have gave it a little more spread. Looking at this, it's over all of the junk. This is going to be first area of concern right there. Let's speed it up. Let's see. It broke first area of concern, so that's out the way. Definitely up 1R. And then look at that. Push right on up into 2R. Just based on this candle here. Might have been just a little short of 2R, but definitely could have got 1R up out of that. Definitely could have got 1R. And that was our last trade. I just kind of was, after that, Initially, I thought I had made like 95 bucks. TSM was on the short list, so I didn't add that in. But I was like, okay, I'm good. I don't really want to give back none of that this morning. Let's go ahead and let's lock those gains in. And that was it. That was it. So finished the week out fairly strong. Looking at TRADERVUE, October 19th looks to have been our best day of the week. We made 107, but making the 100 today is nice. That's 4R based on a $50 risk. That's 4R. And then we made 26, 16, and 7. So looked like maybe a 5R week based on risking $50. So not bad, not bad. I am going to go back to risking $50. That little risking $25 experiment, it was just that, an experiment. And didn't really work how I thought it was going to work. I did the $25 risk to try to stay in trades longer. But in this market, don't matter if I'm risking 25 or 50. I still need to be watching the chart. CSX, perfect example this morning. I could have been risking 25 on that trade and left and traded it 2R all or nothing, and I would have lost $25 on that trade. Or I could risk $50, manage it out properly, knowing where my next levels of resistance is at, and getting out when it doesn't break that area. So in this market, we just got to play it that way. But thanks for y'all checking me out. Hopefully you enjoyed the recap. I did notice yesterday I didn't put a thumbnail on that YouTube video, so I apologize for that. Again, if you hadn't already hit that like button, please do so. If you are not subscribed, please think about subscribing. And as always, let's continue the conversation in the comments. How did you do this week? What do you think about the market? I think we still see lower. So long term, I am still dollar cost averaging in every week on the market, on my favorite ETFs, on some of my favorite stocks. Just buying every week. Got a set amount every Monday. It just buys. And I plan to do that the next 10 years. 5 years minimum, 10 years preferred. That'll put me right about 60. Based on the numbers I ran from 2008 to 2018, 10 years, during that downturn, the returns were crazy. When I say crazy, if you haven't looked at my videos, I did a couple of videos for long term. Man, check out the numbers on if you would have just invested, let's say $1,000. In 10 years, that $1,000 was $40,000. That's crazy. $10,000. That $10,000 was $400,000 on certain stocks. So that's my plan. I don't know what your plan is long term, but now is the time that the rich get richer, is what everybody is saying. So if the rich can get richer right now, why not the average person just get wealthier? Just build a little bit of wealth. And that's all I'm trying to do. So I would advise everybody else to look at long-term investing. I've said it before. Short-term investing is not for everybody. Day trading, not for everybody. When I first got into day trading, I was trying to turn everybody and their mama literally into day trading because I could see the potential in it. It's hard work, especially in this market. But day trading, or no, I'm sorry, not day trading. Long-term investing should be for everybody because it's basically set it and forget it. Pick your ideas, pick your favorite ETFs, whether it be the SPY, whether it be VOO, whether it be some of the real estate ETFs, some of the dividend paying ETFs, or it might be some of your favorite companies. It might be Walmart, Tesla, AMD, Apple. And just every week, buy. Because this market's going to turn. And I'm not trying to find the bottom when it turns. I just want to keep on buying on the way down, and I'll keep on buying on the way up, and I'll keep on buying when they pull back, and I'll keep on buying when it continues to go higher. So on that note, I'm going to wrap this one up. We'll be back at it again next week. Peace.